The fuck? Yo, what is up, everybody? It's your man Yasuke Uchiha from the Unknown Clan. Back at it again with another chill vibe live stream. Out here just chill and vibe. Okay, my bad, y'all. We have a wide wave. My brother's trying to be like wide wave. Sorry about that. uh, scored the other day. I missed. What the fuck is wrong with you? Something is wrong with you. Uh, yeah. So, if anybody wants to join the stream, feel free to DM me on Discord, or if you're friends with me on Discord, make sure send me a text. Also, few announcements. The first one, I will be posting some video YouTube shorts. A few of them is going to be from gaming streaming, from the games that I used to play, such as college football 25. A few of them from 2K, from players that's from TV shows. I'm going to be uploading them tomorrow. Um, the Unknown True Saga, I will be doing that July 7th. To basically, it's a exposure story, basically letting people know the story of how I got involved of the DD Live Studios. So I'm just gonna give y'all like a brief. I'm not gonna give y'all like the full of it. If I do, then I mean I really don't care as much. But here we go. How I met DD Live Studios. I met him on TikTok during my 2020 year. So back in the day, back in 2018, I was in my first ever protester for Kansas City because of the brutality that was happening in my hometown and the way how situations wasn't being solved. So I decided to protest, not only for the community, but for people that I lived with and stuff like that. So I joined the Black Lives Matter movement to not only to embrace the history, but to make sure that people don't be erased of life. And during my time, I was doing few TikTok videos, basically just doing like some football, basketball skits, and I decided I was like, nah, I ain't gonna do all that. I was gonna do some heroic things. Then here comes the live studios with this all lives matter. So I basically gave him a response saying like, you can't say all lives matter if black lives don't matter. I mean, you're as an African American, you live in Chicago. I live in Kansas City. So we live in two dangerous situations. That during that time, I was having a little bit of, if I had amount of followers, I would have like interviewed him and get his explanation, and we could have had like a huge debate. And long story short, we was cool friends at the time. We did videos like duets, stitch, stuff like that, and just respond to each other back and forth. That's until, he during that time, he was in this furry protection group, and he wanted me involved. I told him, I was like, I don't do furries. I do cosplay, but I do anime cosplay. And I'm like, I just don't like doing furry things because to me, it was kind of weird because, like, if you're dressing up as a character of an animal, it just didn't feel right because it's like if you're gonna be a spirit animal, you want to learn about the animal. So for example, for me, my spirit animal is a lion. And why? The lion represents pride, it represents courage, it represents protection, and it also represents humble. So that's why I have a tattoo on my left arm with a lion on it because the nickname what I grew up was Simba, and my son is Leo, and it meant a lot to learn about, having pride in myself and having, being like a leader and having a mentality like a lion. Because because lions go through a lot of obstacles and a lot of challenges. So for me, I went through challenges like bullying, harass, dealing with that, and still remain humble. So then, fast forward, when I went to Arkansas, I got to 1,000 subscribers. I did a video saying like we did, thanks for all the people that followed me. And it was my first time. Fun fact, the first time I went on DD Live Studios, I experienced my first ever getting a strike on TikTok for hate speech. I don't know why. I was just, I was just thinking of people, thinking how humble I was. Then bam. So I stopped doing. Then I was suspended from TikTok for I had like a vape, and they thought it was like a drug. So I couldn't get on live for, I guess, I think I was like a week or 10 days, and then I came back, but I can comment, I just couldn't get on. So then, you know, after months, and then TikTok gave me a message saying it was approved, we're sorry, you can do your live. So I was like, okay. And then I seen people do game streams on TikTok where people can play mobile games. So I was like, okay, let me do this. I gained a lot of more followers by doing just that. Then fast forward a few years, Didi decided to leave YouTube and decided to leave TikTok and go to YouTube. I ain't gonna lie, I shed a little tear or two, but it was more like I didn't care because I was doing my own platform. Then me and Gennaro, aka DD Live Studios, or I call him PDD Live Studios, didn't talk for decades until got on Instagram, and he was active, and I just told him what's up, and he was like, "Man, I haven't heard from you. Where you been?" I was like, "I've been traveling a lot." Then I just he we never came to a conclusion of joining DD Live Studios production. We never came to agreement. We never like we collaborated, but we never got to the point where, I became a member. Everything was all good until situations happened. The first incident happened. So let's start with that. The first situation started when a lady named Ariana from DD Live Studios Code was, I guess, allegedly attacked by Billberry. Knowing me, I'm thinking, I'm like, it's bullying, and I'm like, all right. So me being like the big brother, I was kind of like sending warning shots, and if Billberry, you watch this, you probably remember. But I didn't mean to say like much threats like that. I was just fucking around. So so then that's when I met the first subject, Tara. When I first met Tara, Tara was with Janara at the time. Um, I forgot how long they dated, but they said they went back before our. It was like before me and Didi stopped talking. So at the time, she didn't know what I do for a living. Like at times, I kind of feel like she was kind of like the manipulator because like I was watching her videos and I was seeing how people say she was a groomer. She likes to manipulate people. She likes to hurt people's feelings. So in my mind, I'm thinking she's kind of the same person inside and out. And we kind of got to an argument about how I feel like I was not getting appreciated because the fact that I did all the work. And she's like, you voluntarily did it. We didn't ask you to do it. I said, well, who else is going to protect? I said, if you're going to be a leader of a group, you have to be leader. I say, I told her, I say, me for experience, I do organization. Our job is to protect our people. If someone's getting attacked, our job, my job is to make sure that the victim is okay, but still let the enemy know if you mess with me, you mess with my family, you mess with my family, you mess with me. And Didi tried his best, but he didn't listen. She kind of went off. I went off, and then his aunt stopped it. Was like, look, and Nero was basically defending. Was like, I don't want to lose a friend. He's been my best bro. He been through from the ups and downs I had. He helped me a lot. You got to understand his story. You got to understand where he's come from. He's not like any other people that I known that he's very the most chilling person you will ever meet. Like you remember the times when I said I was stressed and and I saw he's that guy that makes me laugh. And I was that person that was just the entertainment person. I was the laid back, chill. I was more like, if y'all do chaos, I'm in the back sipping tea, drinking coffee while y'all do the chaos. So then everything was all cool. Hold on. Ethan. We got
Hey,
we got a special guest in the house. For those of y'all didn't know, um, let me introduce my guest. A really good friend of mine. Um, we both business partners. We both do streams. Um, he's a military family. Had a military family. One of the top best contactors of all time of mostly of the group.
Hmm.
He's a former member of the Spiritual Mind with my group, and one of not the most individuals that the rivalry, the friend, from friends to foes to roadies, no other than a good friend, Ethan Sharp. Welcome to my stream, bro.
Thank you, man. It's great to be here.
It's good. Oh man,
It's
I
been a
was just
cold one
telling the
right now.
story about the whole the time that both of us were once a member of the DD Live Studios code.
Oh yeah.
I can't. So the story of how me and Ethan met. Um, we met around I think April that we first
Hmm.
met. I think it was
I
yeah, it was
joined the
April.
I joined the cult around like January slash
Yeah, it was like
February, I'd
around
say.
January. But when we first talked, we I didn't know much about Ethan until we started like talking on Instagram to getting to know each other because at the time we were trying to defend everyone,
Oh
but
yeah.
the main part we were mainly protecting. So during our time, we had jobs to do. So for me, I was the security. Ethan was the one to. I was kind of he was kind of like my co-backup to know
Yeah.
like if somebody's being attacked, he comes to me. We do the negotiation, but then everything went to shambles when Gennaro Jackson, aka PDD Live Studios, and Tara broke up.
Uh,
Everything went from good to downfall. So everybody was putting Didi at the lowest. So we're trying to me being a big brother, trying my best to build him back together. But then the character, his new arc decided to take over. And he decided to mainly attack Billberry, Goddess, and Steve. What me and Ethan experienced was like he was trying to give information saying like, oh, I got everybody on file. I know every secret about everyone. Don't make me expose everyone. And he basically just went
hmm.
off talking about like I got all documents about y'all. And I was like, you don't have no document about me.
I was trying
And
to
he's
make a
like,
peace treaty.
I was trying to bring peace. But the way Didi was outside of it, he was like, he made it seem like he can expose anyone, including the group. And he didn't know I had evidence as well. The first subject we gonna have was God. God is God on Dee Dee's group. I knew she was just coming there just to vibe and chill. But the way the team made it, the way the cult made it seem like, oh, she's spying on us. Let's get her. So what Didi did, and crazy, and I'm snitching on myself. He made me. Well, I decided to ask about Goddess because I didn't know nothing. I didn't know anything about Goddess. The only thing I like just looked her from YouTube, and all she does gaming, does live streams, and she mainly just chill. Like I was just on her I wasn't on her live stream, but I was just watching her live stream. She was doing trailers for Jurassic Park, and then I asked her about the Godzilla franchise. She said they're making a Godzilla in 2027. and it's the King Kong and Godzilla franchise, and I'm like, bruh, I am getting sick and tired of the Godzilla and King Kong franchise, and we're gonna talk about that later. But back to the regular schedule program. So me and Ethan, we're literally trying to get a little bit deep investigation. So we're basically just trying to like look out. I'm reading the text from the time she said, and all she was trying to do is get him to confess that he messed up because of the breakup. And then he basically tried to get me to remove her because I was admin, and she just left by herself. So I asked her, I was like, hey, why'd you leave? She's like, it was too much. And she asked me a deep question. She's like, do you support him? And I was like, no. I was like, I never supported him. I was like, all I did, I'm like, my job is to bring peace to his group, be the entertainment, just, because a lot of times when I joined DD's, one time when I joined, he, was babbling, blah, 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 Billberry, blah, blah, blah. I try to change the subject by just making jokes. I mean, I'm a comedian and I do roasting, but a lot of the roasting, I don't take it to a personal level unless people make it personal. That's when I take the joke and personal and personally roast you. Like, say for instance, like if Ethan made a personal joke about me calling me an N-word, I will personally attack and be like, well, this cracker here wanna call me the N-word and he over here looking like the messed up version of Tom Holland. I would have, I'm babbling and shit. So so one in the group, Tara basically, or Ariana, I think you remember this, Ethan, where they showed a screenshot of Bill Burry having his hand around his ass. I guess he was saying to tell people to kiss my ass.
What?
You remember? Because she showed like her.
Dude, there's so much happened. I don't remember that specifically.
I think it was like a picture of Bill Burry showing his ass, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I decided to make a joke as a trolling joke. I was like, he looked like a booty bandit, and everybody died laughing. So they had, I guess one of them's like the booty bagger, the boogie. I was like, no, he looked like a Bill. I'm gonna call him
uh,
the Bill Boot. I'm gonna call him the Bill Booty Bandit because his name was Bill Berry. He showed his ass, and he was kind of in a bandit. Y'all know, if y'all know, y'all know.
how
So
do I
I
say your
called him
name?
Yasuke.
Yasuke. When are you getting to the part where you tried to split up the group away from Dee?
I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there.
All right.
So during that time, everything was all good until me and Didi decided to split. I decided to build my own group because everybody was getting tired of the drama because of the whole Didi and everybody wanted to be separated. So me and Ethan decided to create a group. I said, hey, I'm going to create this group. It's going to be my group so nobody can, you know, it's going to be a chill, vibing group. I was like, this should be no drama, no nothing. I said, you down? He was down. So the first, I created the chill vibe crew. Me as leader, me as the admin, Ethan was the admin. At the time, I had me, Ethan, Roxy Foxy, Ariana, Randy, and couple of Ethan's friends that I'm not gonna mention. So I let people know, like, hey, this is a chill vibing crew. I was like the chill vibe crew is where we can all chill. We can all be peaceful. We can all be calm and relaxed. So then Ethan decided to came privately talk to me and was like, "Hey, I'm getting tired of this whole Bilberry shit. Do you have Bilberry as your friend on Instagram?" I was like, "No, because I don't want to be in." So he's like, "Well, I can talk to Bilberry and we can make a group about it. We can make a group and me and you can talk to him."
About
I was like,
a
"Oh,
oh yeah, peace treaty to where they stop attacking us and they only target
well,
DD.
they stopped attacking." And so when that's when the time that I met Bilberry. Bilberry's job was to expose the cultists, people that support him. My name wasn't mentioned until after, because he didn't know who I was until the incident happened. So he was like, he was doing it out of trolling and stuff like that, and he's trying to get everybody out the cult. So me and Ethan's mission was to get everybody that was attacked out of it. Like Ariana, the only thing they had to do was to get out of it. And I was pulling everybody out one by one. Like where nobody gets attacked, everybody supports me, and no one knows. Like Didi would not know that I solved it, or me and Ethan both got him to stop. Where we was gonna be like the whole war stopped, everybody be chill, nobody attacks each other, nobody. The agreement was like, as long as we do a post, we don't attack you, because I only did it on Instagram because I didn't know shit about StreamYard until I watched Billberry. I'm like, oh, so you can live stream? It's like, oh, well, you got to have 1,000 followers, but it's like, well, there's this app where you can stream it and do it on YouTube. It don't matter how many followers you got. You can gain a lot of followers. So I was like, all right, cool, dope. So I I never thought I did it the first time because I ain't gonna lie. I was like, oh shit. So I'm thinking like, oh, all right, this is gonna be great. So everything went all good until both of us was getting harassed, but mainly me because I was the one. Because they was thinking Ethan was the hero, I was the snake. So, but they was making it seem like we were both setting Billberry up. I had to tell Billberry, I'm not a person that's gonna set you up. If I would have set you up, I would have told you that it's a setup, or I would have faked it, like everything was all cool and everybody jumped you. But I was like, I'm not that type of person. I'm a person that's trying to bring peace. And he's seen it and he was like, you look like a type of person that's just chill. You're not a violent person unless persons take it personal. I was like, that's how I'm raised. Because the way I was raised, it was like, if you take a personal shot, I'm gonna clap back. I don't do internet troll. Like you do internet, do you. But don't bring that shit to me because if you're gonna take it personal, then I will have to take it personal. And I do not take back what I did. So then we added, we all of us when we did the meeting, everybody wanted DD in the group. So we had to do a fucking vote. So we was like all in favor, please say aye. Everybody said aye. So I was like, all right. I was like, okay, let me talk to him first before. I was like, hey, this is my group. Do not bring no bullshit. Do not bring no. Don't bring that drama in my group. Okay, I won't. I promise. I said, hey, I'm going by your word. And me and Ethan was like, you're gonna go by your word. So he decided to talk about Bilberry, and I'm like, so then me and Randy was like, at the time when we were enemies, way before we was friends, we would then turn enemies. Me and Randy, we talked privately, and he was like, he didn't like it because he's like, he's getting tired of it. It's always Bilberry this, Bilberry that. Even he was like, even on the Discord, he's going absolute opposite. And we try to explain to his mother everything. Like we kept explaining to his auntie and was basically explaining to her like when he leaves, he acts a total different. When you're around, you don't see what we see. Like you don't see the whole situation. And she was like, "Oh, Gennaro's a peaceful person. You gotta understand he has Tourette's, so he blacks out, and I try to do my best to do." And I'm sitting there like, look, he knows right from wrong. I have autism, and there's some things that I say that I'll forget that I said until I rewind back, and I'm like, oh, I actually said that. Damn, I apologize. But sometimes if I take it personal, I'm gonna tell you, I'm not gonna apologize for what I said. If I said what I said, I meant what I said. I stand on that. That's my slogan, stand on business. Because if I said something, I stand on it, if you like it or not. So the first incident, I told, I basically told E like I was done with him. And then his auntie kept convincing me to come back with him. To like, y'all good friends. Please don't like y'all like brother. He look at you as a brother. He tells me about you, and I'm so proud that I don't want y'all to break a friendship. Y'all really good people. And I'm like, look, I was like, I'm like, I can't be friends with a person that's taking personal shots at me and basically just basically calling me out. And I'm like, and I'm the one, and I'm like, bro, I'm the one he's like, where was y'all when I was getting attacked? Where was y'all at then? I said, you literally said you got it. We gave you the option. We was like, we will personally come at him. But she was like, nah. He was like, no, I got it. And I was like, me and Ethan and everybody was like, are you sure? Because we will help you. That's what we supposed to do. We're trying to help you so your platform doesn't get toxic. And he's like, I got it. So we stepped back. I stepped back. Everybody stepped back. So I said, everybody fall back. The moment he did his live stream, they were attacking him. We didn't do anything. And me and Randy was like, you told us not to say nothing. How am I supposed to help you and you telling you got it? And I'm giving you the option. I'm like, bro, I will literally be on the comment because you have me as moderator. If they say
Oh,
something,
I got something to say about Randy.
what's going on?
How Randy was first on our fucking side, like trying to get away from Dee Dee from himself, but then he kind of exposed what was going on in the spiritual mind group, and he exposed everything to Dee Dee, and then we went on Instagram Live and yeah, exposed him
Yeah.
for
So
being two
basically about
faced.
that one. So to break that down, what Ethan was talking about, basically how me and Ethan both broke up the group. We so basically they made it seem that we both called. Didi a pedophile because we were finding out the truth about the whole CP, the whole incident that happened way before. And I'm like, this is before I knew the whole thing. So he made it seem like, oh, you knew about it. And I'm like, no, I just now found out about you, about how you had to do with a fetish and you doing child CP. And then it literally took Tara to confront you. It, I had to watch it over and over and over again to literally believe. And I'm sitting here being dumbfounded, like making it seem like, oh, he's forced to do it, or they both forcing him to say it. Turns out Tara was like, be honest. Did you do it? And I was like, I would have did the same. And I told I was like, I would have told you the same thing. Because if I'm friends with you and then behind closed doors you're doing this not affect me. This affects me because I got siblings. And the one incident where Randy was flirting with my sister while my sister was in the background calling my name, he was talking about, oh, calm down, shorty. And I'm like, yo, you gotta chill with that. He's like, oh man, I was I was like, bro, she's 15. Oh shit. Oh my bad. Let's change this up. I was like, nah, bro, you got caught. Didi over here laughing. I'm like, Didi, do it look like I'm laughing? I'm dead serious. Then came to me, apologized or anything. So I'm sitting there like this. So, and I'm confronting Didi. I'm like, if you're my best friend and you knew my siblings, you should have came to him and be like, yo, that's too far. But he didn't. So
Pussy.
I'm like,
Excuse my French.
you okay? I mean, it's Freaky Friday. So shit. No, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, it's not Friday. It's Wednesday. Fuck.
Hump day.
So it's like, so we can. So when we got our separate paths, we decided. I decided to do my own shit with YouTube, and Didi wanted to talk shit, and me and Ethan basically bombed his whole stream. Where Ethan was like, Majin's better than you, Majin's the GOAT. And Didi got mad and was like, Didi, Majin's never the GOAT. He I made him. Ethan responded and said, dude, without Majin, you wouldn't be shit. You wouldn't be you he's
Fuck.
like Ethan going off on him like you're an ass. You're never entertainment. You're not funny. Majin is more entertainment than you. And then he got banned, got blocked where he couldn't respond. So everybody in the comments talking about get your roll on, get your Jesus on. I responded. I was like, I'm the goat. And he's like, oh, I'm a wolf. Wolves can kill goats. And I'm like, that's not a good comeback story. Like, I was like, do you know what the GOAT is? He's like, I'm saying I'm the greatest of all time. He's like, you're never the greatest. I was like, how can you say that you're greater than me? One, and then we got off, calls me, is like, you're never the greatest. I said, let's break this down. Everybody in the group, assemble. Who's more funnier, me or Didi? Everybody said, Majin, Majin. Rock, I started by every name. I said, Ethan. He said, Majin. Rocky Foxy, who's funnier? Majin. Ariana, Majin is funnier. Randy, he said Ty. It's but mainly me because I was funnier. Then I didn't add Tara, so no, me and Tara had a beef. Then we asked Yuko, who's funnier, me or Didi? Five out of zero. Five people out of zero, out of one, said I was funnier, entertainment, caring, and humble than him. I was like, your own group even said I was better than you, including your rival bestie, Aubrey Simmons, aka Midnight Wolf, even said I was funnier than you. Because one, even when you dated Tara, I'm going to bring it out. I'm damn, Yasuke in the building. I don't even when you was with Tara, you literally flirted, and it was so corny. My brother can do a better pickup line than you. Like, oh, if you're my ketchup, if you're my fry, if you're the fries, and I'm the ketchup. I just want you to dip me, and I'm like, that. I was like, bro, what in the P Diddy ass dude are you talking about? I'm like, and I had my camera on, and I'm sitting there looking at him like, what the fuck are you talking about? Sorry, my siblings in the background. And the worst about it, like he talking about like he was like applesauce, and then Tara tried to like see the thing was at the time I was at art, we was having a competition of who can flirt better. One thing about me, you're not gonna outbeat me because one, I'm old school. I know every trick of the book from the pimping era, the young era, and the youngin era. So I've been learning flirting since I was 10, 10 or no, 8 to 10 years old. Like because I had a baby face, so I know how to get the ladies by glance, smile, smooth talking, smooth operator. And the way how I was beating, the way I was beating Didi, Didi couldn't beat me. And I'm like, dude, you made it a competition. You made it seem like you're better than me. And I'm like, dude, you're not gonna flirt better than me. Yo swag, even though Tara kept confident in him, saying like I'm not muscled in him. And I'm like, I was like, Tara, look at Didi and look at me. By arm, Didi looked like a pitchfork. He looked like a chopstick that I ate 2 days ago. That's how skinny he looked. I'm like, dude, look at my, I'm like, dude, with my shirt, you couldn't even tell if I worked out unless I take the shirt off. And then you just see a gut, a belly, like a beard, like kind of like a dad belly. I'm trying to lose that belt. I'm trying to lose the belly. Don't judge me. But I'm like, he's not even stronger. Cause I'm like, so I made a joke about it. And I said he like a type of dude that can't even lift a box. Like he would get tired after one box. Like, "Ugh, I'm done. I'm tired. And he's laughing. And that's Ethan. Really? That made it. That what made it so worse when you're laughing at the joke that I'm roasting you. So, what got to me and Didi war? The whole situation between me and Didi was the fact that I called him a pedophile. And then he's trying to get, and then everybody had hatred towards me because the fact that I'm not going to apologize to him. And I told him, I'm not apologizing for anything. I'm not about to sit here and kiss your ass every single time when I admit that I'm right. You literally want to bring bullshit against people. You want to give people these godly Bible verses because you know that everything that you're doing is wrong and we're confronting you about it, and you want to be like, instead of you just admit that you're wrong, like, I made a mistake, I apologize to the victim, you just sit here and be like, well, I'm not a sinner, I'm a children of God, and God changed my life. Like, bro, you can literally make a freak ass excuse. Be like, oh, I did this, but I love Chipotle. Chipotle is my life. Like, dude, you sound white, then you more black. Then, out of all people, and yes, Midnight Wolf, I
I'm
seen the
so
video
drunk
that
right now.
I seen the video that you try to expose my Facebook. And technically, it is true. I still have that account. I still have the password. I just have not been on it. So, yeah, you found a little bit about me, but have
Mm,
you really got deep in it?
deep in it.
No, did he? Because technically, that's not my actual Facebook, dumbass. That you just only got the oldest account that I have. Because why? You're never gonna find that Facebook. The only person that spam my message was Gennaro. And Didi, you can try to find like some key pictures of photos like, oh, he is a cheater. If you look if you're going to do something, look at the date before you even think about trying to expose.
Didi, you're such an idiot.
Because he basically put up a picture of me and a girl that I was engaged with. I was like, bro,
Oh my
did you
gosh.
look at the year? The year was 2020. It was like 20. It was 2019. I was like, dude, do you realize I was out of high school? I was in my 20s. I was like, yeah, 2019. Yeah, because I graduated at 19. Yeah, 2019, I was 20. So I didn't even do shit. I wasn't even doing social media. I'll do TikTok here and there, but I wasn't doing YouTube. Hell, I was mainly spending, I was mainly in hotels during my homeless shit. You realize I was homeless. So what the fuck? Then, Gennaro, This is a major red flag. Why would you post an open casket of your aunt?
That's fucked up.
You telling people you don't want people to disrespect you, but you're literally disrespecting the person that was deceased. Now I send my condolences out of respect, not because not because because I live with hatred with you. I just think that you just need to get your shit together, basically, and admit to your mistakes. It took me to admit that I was a member, and I hated that I had to, knowing the truth that I never supported you. Ethan even knew I never supported because it never been in my bio saying protector, leader, or partner. My bio literally says Stands on Business Incorporated, my platform. You were just a collaborator that I basically try to put you under my wing because one, I was the oldest between because you were 25, I'm 26, so I'm 1 year older than you, but you're still a little brother, and I can understand, little brother. You you hate you live with hatred towards me, and that's okay. That's fine. I don't care. I really don't give a fuck because for one, you can't be, and then you gonna fat shame people. You gonna body shame somebody, dude. Your hairline is more fucked up than than your body. Your hairline is worse than mine. Like dog, like you. It feel like the doctor just feel like a barber just cut it way back and just said it looks good. Cause it look like every time when you go out on a date, you gotta have a hat on just to make it look like you look dope. But if they took the hat off, they'd be like, "What? Why your hairline moved so far back?" It is like the wind just said, and your hair just gone. Is that like Didi? Didi, please don't roast. Ro- because for one, Didi, I will flame you. I will flame you. Come, don't do it. Don't do it, Gennaro. Please don't. And I'm saying this out of respect. If you choose, and I'm giving you a warning, and it's not a threat, it's a promise. If you choose to continue to make personal shots at me or Goddess or anybody, I'ma personally roast you. And if I learn how to put a picture of your face, I'ma roast you in front on Goddess stream where we're gonna have a full roasting session. You already got cooked. The f- you already got cooked when you took it personal to Goddess. And of all people, Goddess, Goddess. Let me explain how gangster she is. She was she was so gangster she didn't even have to expose you. She let her team expose you. If she had she had Godard expose you. She had DNA expose you and literally put it on your face. that you admitted you told the truth. They even still to this day have the Discord of you admitting that you did it and you admitting to having a fake account. You made an alternative account to make it seem that you were not DD Live Studios to basically try to get information to Inverno. Shout out to him. You even tried to do it to me. You were trying to get a lot of information just to expose you. You called me on a private account. I answered, and the voice that I heard was no other than P. Diddy Live Studios, begging you begged and try to make an agreement or negotiation agreement that if I don't to not attack you again, as long as
You
we
admit
let
to being a
bygone.
pedophile,
You basically
right?
wanted me. He basically tried to make it seem like I had to admit that I was a PD, and I was like a PDF file, and I was like, bro, I never been a pedophile. I'm like, for one, and I expose him. If you do porno- internet pornography, and I seen it from EDP and people catching a predator. If you're labeled as an offender, or what I like to call predators, you do not have access to media. You don't have access to anything that's evolved around kids. I basically expose them. If I was one of them, I wouldn't be around my son because of it. They would have took my son away right before birth. I would have had it in my name. I would have been in the state, but all I had was a child abuse charge. That's and then he's like, oh, he's an abuser. I was like, bro, you can ask my siblings. It was only a fight. Me and my brother fought. That's how they labeled it. But they literally put it slash they were fighting. Brother to brother. They literally just dismissed it. Because they seen it as big brother, little brother fight. It wasn't even serious. They was like, oh, it was just y'all siblings, y'all going to fight. We're boys. Me and my brother fight all the time. We fought since we were little, since he was little. I taught him how to fight because I told him when he was getting bullied, I said it's gonna be a time where you're gonna have you put up your big boy pants and throw your dukes. If you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. But you learn from it. And I seen times he lost. I seen times he whooped somebody. He stood 10 toes, and I'm proud of him. I even put him under my wing to him to be an athlete. And look at my brother now. He's playing football. He won two. He won three. Hold on, Jay. How many state champions you won? Three, back to back to back, like a three-peat. See what I'm talking about? Exactly. And keep in mind, my brother didn't even want to be an athlete. He wanted to be a mechanic. But then I told him, I was like, if mechanic don't work, Which
I got more rings than Aaron Rodgers. I got more rings than Eli. I got more rings than Odell.
shut up.
I got more rings than you. I got more rings than everybody.
Only got like we both tied.
Shoot, me and my home got the same amount of rings.
We both tied. Cause you forgot I got a track ring.
No, I'm talking about football.
I got a ring.
I got a couple of them.
I got 2 rings.
Yeah, I won.
But you forgot the 2 rings came from different states. Cause I had one in Texas and one in Massachusetts and then one in Missouri. Cause I had 3 rings. Only lost 2 of them because we kept moving a lot. And it's facts. One in Texas, because I was quarterback and I won first team All American. One in Massachusetts when I was a wide receiver. I lost that one when we was moving. Then in Missouri, I won a ring for football when I was quarterback. We won state, and I came the second MVP vote, and I was almost unanimous until one of the quarterbacks from a different school won higher than me, had a higher vote because he was born in a rich fucking family, and I was born in a black poor neighborhood. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. My brother tried to make it seem like he got more ring. I'm like, dude, we both tied with the same football ring. But I'm the first in the family with 2 diplomas. You can't beat that. You're not beating that. You're not beating that. I'm the first in the family with 2 high school diplomas. I was almost gonna go to college on that and brag about it. At least I graduated from college. UCLA, go Bruce. Like, so to make things more radical, he decided because if you're gonna take things personal, DD, take thing learn the basics of exposing. Cause you basically try to expose Steve the Machete, and he responds back and makes the and responds better than you. Bill Berry made a news video about you, including me, even when I responded. Did you know that Bill Berry even said himself that my response was more better than Didi's? My response was more funnier. He's like, I'm not gonna lie, you're funnier than him. Yeah. Yeah. Like, to be honest, dude, Didi, you're put the fries back. Your your career is over, bro. Everything that you try to build for people, dog, you're nothing without everyone. You don't want to admit that you're literally at a downfall. Nobody doesn't pay attention to you, not even your stream. You don't entertain the crowd. You're quiet. How you supposed to be a streamer and you're not talking? I'm not even a streamer, and I know that. I don't even stream for real. Haven't streamed in over a decade. Well, I can't say that. The last time I did it was a week, about a month ago. So bad, I had to delete most videos that I did, such as when Ethan and Karina Ward was on here, and when Tara got on here, so I don't bragging in your face. I did it out of respect for her and respect for me. The only things I didn't kept was my responses. Even when me and Ethan went back and forth, I kept that too. I kept every evidence just for you to make it seem like, oh, he don't know how to clap back. You didn't teach me shit, Didi. Yeah, you helped me gain followers for TikTok, but dog, I mainly did most of the shit by myself. And let's not forget, you were a follower. I didn't follow you. You followed me. And now that you're back on TikTok, you're in the house that I built after you left. Oh, let's not forget, y'all. Chat. He has a third TikTok account. I just found out not even a week ago. Because I was on TikTok and then he was like, I'm back. You're back doing what? Boring content. Because why? You don't want to admit you got destroyed. And oh, yeah, I'm letting Goddess know. And if I find that account again, I'm screenshotting it and I'm sending it to Goddess to let her know that even when you won, he's trying to secretly get out of YouTube and go to the TikTok community. And good luck on that, because TikTok's getting a little toxic there. It's getting a little feisty. They are worse than the one chip challenge. But anywho, back, long story short, I don't fuck with Eden no more. Fuck him and American Great Condom. Put the fries in a bag. You're washed. It's over. Now we can get to the the Godzilla and King Kong subject. I watch all the Godzilla franchise from the 1960 all the way to now. I'm gonna be honest and say this. I don't like the Kong and Godzilla. I don't like when they're doing King Kong and tag teaming with Godzilla franchise, because this is not the King Kong we wanted. The King Kong that I wanted to see during the King Kong versus Godzilla was King Kong 2005. You seen the King Kong 2005, Ethan?
I think so.
With Jack Black? Yeah, Jack Black was in King Kong. Like, if y'all didn't, if
3 hours and 21 minutes.
like, I'm just being honest.
Shit. I've never seen this.
'Cause you never seen the King Kong one? Then, like, from the remake of King Kong, because I think it was like 2005.
No, I've seen Rampage, but that doesn't count.
If you really want to be technical and don't laugh, when I saw Rampage, it made me think of Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of basically a knockoff version of Planet of the Apes. If Caesar was more bigger,
Gigantic.
was Kong size.
Oh, it's got 84% Rotten Tomatoes. Might have to check this movie out.
Yeah, I advise you to check it out. The King Kong 2005. Because when you see the fight scene with him versus the dinosaurs, you will see why I said he would look. He would have his fight would have been way better. Even with the Kong Skull Island, because I don't know who was that King Kong dude. That King Kong dude look. I mean, don't get me wrong. He was laying the hands, and I had this debate with somebody with this dude on TikTok about who would win. If it was land, and I'm gonna be honest, if it was land, like if it was Skull Island, I would have said King Kong would have won. But then I was like, Godzilla has better abilities. I literally said I was like King. If it was water, Godzilla would have easily would have beat him. Because how I know when he faced Mothra, Mothra tried to drown him. And from the old version, I think most people will know, he tried to drown him. Godzilla recharged and hit right before Mothra can finish it. Godzilla hit a biggest atomic blast that is so powerful. It's powerful than most burst rays. So let's
Yeah.
put it in perspective, shall we? His his roar burst is, I think, 20 or 30 megatons of TNT. That's like having the Tsar Bomba, Castle Bravo, Hiroshima and Nagasaki bomb put all together. That's how powerful his bomb was. His burst is. That's how worse it is. It's like having all atomic bomb. It's like having a huge atomic bomb hit in New York and evaporate. So I was like, all right. Then the Marvel franchise is back. Am I going to see the Marvel's Doomsday? I'm debating on it. You're laughing, but I'm serious because it's hard to see Robert Downey. I gotta see the costume first before I see the movie of Doctor Doom to see what it looks like. What?
Fantastic Four better be better than the original one.
Oh, I've seen it. It's way better. I've seen it. That been out because it's on Disney Plus. It's way better. Even though I don't like the Johnny Storm from the new one, I like the Chris Pratt Johnny Storm. If you catch my drift.
Chris Evans.
Yeah, Chris Evans. I think of Chris Pratt. He's from freaking Star Lord, but like Chris Evans as Human Torch was better.
Peak.
Like he was at his peak. He he was just like it was chef's kiss. And the dude who played the Thing,
He was just fucking hilarious.
that's how. Jessica Alba as Invisible Girl, aka Sue. I didn't like her as a role. I just feel like she didn't fit perfect as it.
Yeah, yeah.
I forgot, the dude who plays Mr. Fantastic, not the one from the Doctor Strange, but from the original, from the original Fantastic Four. I kind of liked him, but then I kind of didn't. But the dude who played Doctor Doom, give me all my money.
Yeah, you like that guy?
And the dude who played Silver Surfer was played amazing. I wish they did a movie. I wish they did a movie with him, but then legend has it there. But you never know Marvel. Marvel can make anything happen. So for Marvel, I need y'all to do this
Oh,
for me.
Lawrence Fishburne. He was the Silver Surfer.
Yeah. I need them. I really, really need Marvel to do this.
So you've
Can they
seen the new
please?
Fantastic Four with Pedro Pascal in it?
It's not bad. Yeah. Because I got an app where you can watch the movie before you can watch the series before it comes out.
The
I
fuck?
seen a whole I seen like first of 3 episodes. It's really not bad. They literally played good in the role.
First 3 episodes. It's a
Because
movie.
well, they're gonna make the movie, but then they're gonna make it like a series.
The fuck?
No, they kind of do it on Disney Plus, kind of like how they did Loki. They did,
You should watch Ironheart.
I try to watch Ironheart. I tried so hard to watch Ironheart.
Bro, it's in Chicago. It's,
I tried, bro,
you tried?
but I couldn't understand it until a friend that I know from TikTok by King and Queen Lion. He got me to understand the story because I didn't know that the original Lionheart was a black girl. She was the first black Iron Man.
Yeah.
No, here's the thing. I didn't know until I read the comics about her. Just like they got a black Captain Marvel in the Doctor Strange. And I'm like, damn, Marvel keep it hidden. I'm like, damn, Stan Lee, how many black characters we didn't know about?
Mm,
Like they forgot about Blade. Blade was the first Marvel movie, and no one never known about it. But I did. You didn't know that, didn't you? Blade was an actual superhero.
you didn't know what?
You didn't know Blade was a superhero?
Where you get this one?
I did.
Got this from Jordy.
He's part of the Midnight Suns.
Marvel. He's part of the Marvel Knights.
Marvel Knights.
Yeah, so they're more. It's kind of like the anti-heroes because it's him, Ghost Rider. Yeah, him, Ghost Rider, Punisher, Daredevil, and Iron Fist.
Why did I think it was called the Midnight Suns?
Mm-mm. Blade is part of Marvel. I know some people gonna be like, "What about Spawn?" Spawn is in his own different comics. He's not DC or Marvel.
Dark Horse? I don't know.
No, because me and my friends we debated about if he was in the franchise, what he would be better at, and I was like, honestly, if they really want to be technical, he would be badass in Marvel.
Oh, he's from Image Comics.
I know, but I was like, can you imagine Spawn and Marvel?
Yo, wait, Spawn is in the same universe as Invincible?
Yep,
Well,
because he's the
damn.
king of hell. Remember, he had to face the actual. Because if you look at the Spawn comics or from the series of the cartoon version, he had to face the actual king, which was the Violator, but he was actually the king of hell. But then, after many years, he decided to change his life and became an angel because he didn't want to be known as the king of hell. He wanted to be more like a hero to people because his background was a military. And he wanted a chance to give to see his life.
What? The boy? Wait. Isn't the same name?
Like I was just like, can you imagine
DC
Spawn?
Comics.
I think the company is based on Invisible, like the same, but Spawn been around since the 90s or 80s. Yeah, Spawn was like, but then we're like, if he was in Marvel, so like, okay, let's just imagine if Ethan, if he was in Marvel, would you consider him a hero or villain if Spawn was in Marvel?
Maybe an anti-hero?
Would you say he would be like,
I feel like he could help the Marvel heroes, but he would also be helping Mephisto as well, since Mephisto also rules hell.
I'll be scared. I'll be scared as shit if he was a villain.
I
Yeah,
feel like he could play both.
because I feel like if him and Ghost Rider were a team, nobody's now fake. Who's gonna stop Ghost Rider and Spawn?
Oh gosh. I didn't know the boys were part of the DC universe.
Not really. Not really. Because they're in a different comics. They're not in the DC comics. They're kind of just being the knockoff version of Marvel and DC. They're kind of like if you think about it, the boys is like, what if Marvel and DC made a emo dark, like if Marvel and DC went dark and said fuck it.
Yeah.
Like if I describe it in a roasting session, everybody class in session.
Mm,
If Homelander Homelander to me is like a knockoff Superman slash Captain America made a baby.
What?
Tell me if I'm wrong. He looks like Superman, Captain America had a baby.
Homelander.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I agree. Yeah.
Let's see.
That's
Because I'm trying to remember the six. Okay. A Train looks like if Blue Beetle, Flash, and Static. Let me just say it like this. He looks like the fucked up version of Miles Morales without the powers. Flash, like reverse Kid Flash.
Mhm.
It's just like A Train is like the fucked up, like the black crackhead version of Flash without him being emotional. Queen Maeve, Queen Maeve, she just like if Black Widow and Wonder Woman made a universe. Starlight, she just like a she's like a off-brand Captain Marvel and Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree.
Billy is like Venom is like Eddie Brock without being a bit without it's like he's the Eric he's to me this is what I wrote. Billy Butcher looks like Eddie Brock if he was Irish. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And then I was like the most sus names that I'm not gonna name. Why out of all franchise, this is the first time in my life I heard someone name mother's milk.
I I don't know.
So okay, here's my so I literally got to my deep secrets, and then there's another one named Black Noir who is to me a version of Black Panther, Blade, Deathstroke, and Peacemaker. No, yep, Deathstroke and Black Blade, Black Panther, Daredevil had a force had her train and made a baby, and one of them got pregnant. And then I went from weakness, and I described it one by one, starting with Homelander, because I had my pros and cons. So the pros I had for Homelander has the most. God damn, Ethan, are you that hungry?
Yes.
Damn, you must got the munchies.
No.
So here's my thing with Homelander. My pros for Homelander. He has great catchphrases. I mean best quotes or best fight scenes. Major badass. and always have like the dopest or have the dopest aura in all Marvel hit in all franchise. My cons with him, he's a deadbeat father, like the worst dad alongside Goku, Omni Man, and um Yujiro Hanma, and a few other and one and Jujutsu Kaisen.
He
I
has low
forgot the name.
self-esteem.
He doesn't want to. He doesn't take guilt. He's 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 obsessed with milk, and I was like, it's so shocking that
Obsessed
he's
with
not.
milk.
Literally, he drinks milk, not regular milk, breast milk.
Breast milk.
Like
Probably wants to
his,
be diaper too.
it's weird. He's weird.
That's his fetish.
Like he has obsessed with milk. I don't know how. It's just weird, bruh. It's just weird. So, okay. Homelanders, so from website, Homelander's primary weakness is physiological and emotional, stemming with his deep-seating needing to validation in his trauma upbringing. While he's possessed immune power and his vulnerability lies in his carving for approval and his ability to form genuine connection that manifests as a reliance on a public informed genuine connection. His manifests on a public image
Ow!
and to lash out with his ego is threatened. Some friends on Reddit suggest that a specific kid shampoo used by Huey triggered his mental block, relating it to Homelander's own childhood in the lab. So, do you mean to tell me your weakness is kryptonite shampoo? Is shampoo made of kryptonite?
That's
Bro,
crazy, bro.
get the fuck out of here. Oh, Homelander's greatest weakness is his own power. And I told y'all his weakness is milk. So his weakness is kids shampoo. Shampoo, bro? Get the fuck out of here.
Ah!
It's shampoo, bro. Now, I can understand being in water or drowning, but bro, shampoo? This is crazy. This is crazy.
What is Huey's weakness?
I think you're talking about
Everything.
basically trauma, PTSD. Because if you remember, like how he remembered his girlfriend being killed,
Mm-hmm.
that's his weakness. So I'm going. So this is from This is like a six Homelander weakness that can bring him down. So the first one is supersonic sound. Number two, love and attraction.
Oh. His son.
Three, a serve with, yeah, because his son is actually powerful than him, and it's verified as true that his son is powerful than him. All right, let me.
Scared. Help.
A Train.
Ooh, I like A Train.
A Train weakness. I think his weakness is running is like either too fast. Oh, his weakness is reliance on oh yeah, because without compound V, he's weak.
Wait, that's sad. He's weak
What?
if he doesn't have compound V in his system?
Because that's the only way he be fast.
Damn. Sad.
Not to me.
If he keeps doing that, his heart will like beat so fast that it stops.
So this is from Looper. The
He'll have a
bigness,
heart attack,
the
right?
biggest weakness of every seven. The Homelander is the boys' version of Superman, who portrayed as an American man who stand up for what's right. He's the strongest of the seven as he can fly, shoot lasers from his eyes, and cut unlike Superman, who's completely unhinged. No one is close enough to defeat Homelander or knows it. In fact, it's because of that he sees himself as a god walking among men. He's likely right as he doesn't have a kryptonite weakness like Superman. However, there's one simple thing that will likely his downfall. He needs he needs for love and approval. Homelander was raised in a lab from a DNA original strongest Serb soldier boy. Because of this, his experience little to human no human affliction, which caused a serious lack of empathy with morals so of whack. Homelander grew up to a desperate crave abortion obliteration. This is why he loves the administration he receives from his son Ryan. When Homelander learned that Soldier Boy is actually his father, he badly wants three of them to become a superpowered family, and it almost cost his life as Soldier Boy nearly killed him and removed his powers. So his weakness is having love and approve that he's accepted. Starlight is a Serb who goes that it's a Serb who goes to a gets the chance of a lifetime when she joins the celebrity superhero team, the Seven. However, once she becomes the newest member of the team, she quickly learned that its members aren't amazing Serbs. that she looks up to. Throughout the first season, Starlight discovers that every single member fears Homelander, that Vault is corrupt, and that her life is in danger if she doesn't comply with every demands. Eventually, Starlight allies herself with Butcher and the boys, which result in a relationship with her and her young, naive Kiwi. She accomplished the
Huey,
boy.
I love you.
She compromised the boys on a mission as an acting mission acting as backup. Unfortunately for the team, Starlight is stopped by her other servers with an AMP popper. She used her ability to stop her. He used his ability to stop her from exerting any electricity, which rendered her powerless. This is because Starlight defense weakness, she needs to access electricity to power up. Without it, she's unable to use her abilities. However, once she
Right.
does, Starlight becomes an observed electric energy and blasts it off to a powerful bright light. And while she also does have superhuman strength, it's not very capable to other serves on the list. So basically, to break it down, Ethan, she needs light.
Right.
Queen Maeve. Queen Maeve, aka Maggie Shaw, internally, Queen Maeve is a dispensary as the extremely powerful member of the Seven. Before Starlight and Stormfront joined, she was the only female member of the team and easily one of the strongest. She's known to be close with Homelander, which she solidifies her role as the force to be reckoned with. Her character seems to be modeled after DC's Wonder Woman, as Queen Maeve seems to be the wonder indeed. However, her persona quickly shattered as audience discover that Maeve has all but given up on her dream to protect the innocents. In fact, she was so disillusioned with her being a superhero that she tried to distance herself from the real world as she known what Homelander is capable of. Her fear of him and urge to help the innocent in a major is a major weaknesses for Maeve, and one that Homelander explodes to have to bend her will. Luckily, there is something to try to overcome in season 3 as she trains to go toe to toe with her biggest fear, Homelander. Eventually, unfortunately, her training is not enough and lose her powers and an eye as a result in the end. May faked her death and goes into hiding with her fate left unknown until season 4. So basically, her weakness is she wants to protect her innocence and want to protect herself, but her biggest fear is Homelander knowing about it. That's crazy. Now we get to Ethan's favorite, A Train. A Train is the fastest man alive. Well, kind of. As one of his fastest speedster, a title that solidified his position in the seven. However, in order to keep it, he must prove himself worthy against all speedsters that challenge him. And now that he's older, there's a new runner coming up who can dethrone him. Therefore, A Train takes performance enhanced drugs to stay in the lead. And while you may think that's his weakness, in fact, it's not his extremely high quality requirements, which he stated he needs to be 3,000 calories an hour, nor even his lack of fighting skills. Instead, his ego is makes A Train do just about anything to stay on top of his best. He doesn't care what he needs to do to order to win or what he needs to portray to make it happen. For example, when A Train take Compound V and made himself faster, it ends up causing him major health problems. Doctors warn him that if he used his powers to run again, his heart might give out. His careless
Fucked up.
nature, his careless nature of his own body that placed A Train in that position. In fact, it was what kicked off the event of the boys began to season one. A Train is on drugs and accidentally run right through Huey's girlfriend,
Girlfriend.
Robin, leaving her as a pile of blood and guts. This character's
Disgusting.
attitude, this careless attitude continues through until season 3 when Alden see that he's still making foolish choice just to serve his ego. Then we got the deep. Pause. No Diddy. It's crazy how they name him the deep and it's fucked up. Here we go. The deep is a poor man's Aquaman. Damn. Is a poor man's
Damn.
Aquaman. Sorry, there's no kind of way of saying that. He won his one of his weaker members of the seven, and he knows it. That's why the deep goes out of his way to make himself seem more important to the team and to Homelander. They need this need for self appearance is why he assaults Starlight on the first day as a part of the seven. He wants to make himself look like a cruel member of the team, and the only way he knew is by bringing someone down, especially when they don't know him or see other members threaten him. While the Deep is not as strong or smart as other members of the Seven, his biggest weakness is his gills.
Oh no.
The boys has pointed out in several occasions when the Deep has been in several pain when people come to contact with him. For example, when A Train hits him where the gills are, the Deep shows his vulnerability by winching his pain. However, one of the notable scenes for the Deep took place in season 1, episode 7 of The Boys. The Deep invites a woman over and she forcibly put her fingers in his gills. The assault caused him an extreme amount of pain, with the actor Chance Crawford telling MTV that it was the most uncomfortable scene ever, as it made him feel nauseous while filming. Next up, Black Noir. Black Noir, aka Irvin, has gone through major changes from the comic book counterpart. However, with this version of Noir's death in season 3 and the announcement of the character return for season 4, there is potential parts of his comic book storyline to make a comeback. However, until then, the list is strictly this list is strictly the weakness display of Black Noir from season 1 to season 3. Intentionally, Black Noir was a character strongly in mystery. However, the series unrevealed more and more about his character beginning to form. Prior to his work with the Seven, Noir was part of Soulja Boy's group Payback in the 80s. During his time, he was severely attacked, which would result him suffering from brain damage. This didn't seem to impact his abilities, as Noir is described having his skills of a ninja. His weakness was revealed in season 2 when Queen Maeve stopped him from killing Starlight. Instead of trying to fight this seemingly unstoppable fighting machine, she opted to use his allergy against him. Queen Maeve popped an almond joy into his mouth and temporarily incapacitated as he has a tree nut allergy. Noir as a character with a advanced healing accountability, super strength. What's up, Bilber? Super strength, although his comparatively is not like as Homelander. So basically, what is saying that his weakness is basically nuts, because he does have a nut allergy. Stormfront. What? Okay, Stormfront.
Stormfront.
Introduce Introduced in season 2 of The Boys, Stormfront became the major antagonist for the characters.
And
It's revealed that she was born in 1919 and was part of the, I'm not going to say, but if you know, you know, because I don't want to get demonetized for
the
YouTube.
other N word.
Yeah. She was married to a Vault founder, Frederick Vault, who was the founder of the creator of Compound V. The drug that created Observes, he decided to test it on her, resulting in Stormfront becoming the first ever superhero. Due to her abilities to age, Stormfront will take away from the spotlight before returning years later when no one will recognize who she was before. It's because of this that she was previously called Liberty when she was back as a superhero back in the 1950s. Stormfront was incredibly powerful character. She was strong, had healing abilities, and can manipulate electrolytes, which resulted her abilities to fly. Most weapons could not penetrate her skin as she was bulletproof. The only thing that could stop her was a knife. Stormfront ultimate downfall was taking a knife to her eyes as they were part of her body that was extremely rollable. Following that, she was left on life support in the Vault Medical Facility where she decided to off herself. And for many people, if y'all heard that, if y'all going through that, please call the 988 or 1-800-273 to talk for the suicidal hotline. So for all that, it's educational purpose only. Please do not disclaim, or please do not target me or target my guests here. This is for educational purpose. Next up, Supersonic. That's crazy that y'all have a superhero named Supersonic.
I don't think I
Super.
remember that.
Well, you're now about to know. Debuting in season three, Supersonic, aka Alex, is a new Serb. Is a new Serb that is introduced to the audience. He took part as a televisional competition, much like American Idol, as the Seven looks for its new member to replace Stormfront in the Deep. Supersonic was a friend and ex-boyfriend of Starlight's, as as it is selected one of the replacements for the team. Starlight is concerned about his safety, urging him to not accept a place in the Seven. However, he declines as he wants to do what's right by her and act as an ally against Homelander and Vault. Unfortunately for him, Sonic was too was far as too trusting as he tries to recruit A Train to their cause. Instead of joining them, A Train reports back to Homelander, who kills Supersonic as a warning to Starlight. His trusting nature was the major weakness for the character and the one that ultimately gets him killed. Alongside his superhuman strength, like Mozart, Supersonic has a sonic clap that generates. So basically, what you're saying, it's like if Hulk did a clap, like a gamma ray clap, that's his power. That's his main strong. So you're basically your strength is to clap your hands and make a wave. What what
That's
in the
pathetic.
Reese's peanut butter cup of fuck?
Mhm.
And your weak and only your weakness is you have your trust in nature, like you trust. See, okay. Next up is lamp lighter. What portrayed by Sean Ashmore, best known for X-Men. Lamp lighter was a former member of the Seven, which, like his name suggests, his powers involve around pyrokinesis, aka fire. He also controls fire with his mind as he enhance or decease it with just a fleet of thought. He was so powerful that he could use something as small as a lighter to create a massive flame and burn down metal doors. Prior to Starlight joining the Seven, Lightlander was one of the members. In fact, he was revealed to be the founding member of the team and a good friend of the Deep. Pause. After he was
Pause.
forced to leave the Seven, the boys found Lamplighter working at a physics psychiatric hospital under Vault's orders. As he's stationed there to cover up any experiments that the company conduct on civilians, many of which had dire results. Eventually, he decided to work with the boys as Huey's convinced Lamplighter to help him save Starlight, who's locked up at the vault. Eventually, things took a turn for the worse as Lamplighter takes as an opportunity to set himself on fire in front of the seven murals, which he's no longer shown in. In a moment This moment is cruel as Lamplighter, as a details his weakness of not being fireproof, as a massive oversight for the character that used. So basically, you're saying he can control fire with his mind, but his weakness is he's not fireproof. That's like, okay, that's like you shoot some, like you pew pew, you hit somebody with a Clayton, because I don't want to say gun. That's like hitting somebody with a Clayton. The the bullet bounce off, but the weak without it, then you kill him again, he dies because he's not bulletproof. That's like you shoot someone and it bounce off, but then his weakness, he's not bulletproof. Like you can shoot him with a regular pistol, but if you use like a shotgun or a semi-automatic gun or a machine gun, he can die because he's not full bulletproof. This don't make no damn sense. Next up, my personal favorite dude from the seven, translucent. Translucent Translucent was the first superhero to be killed thanks to Butcher and the boys. He's a member of the Seven and was a good, seemingly good
Oh,
friend with,
translucent.
yeah, Translucent. That's why I was saying he was one of my favorite characters before he died. Was the first superhero to be killed thanks to Butcher and the boys, which he was a member of the Seven and was seemingly good friends with Homelander. While he wasn't in the series for a long time, Translucent was seen as a massive creep and was skunk around the vault's tower, spying on his teammates and getting dirt on vault's employees. The boys make it clear that he was the worst. So it may seem like he was buddies with Homelander. Apart having an ability to go translucent, his skin also renounced with Corbin created Diamond Heart skin that makes him incredibly powerful as most people aren't strong enough to hurt him or even see him in a matter. However, much like Stormfront, not all of him was impenetrable. As the boys discovered that inside that his insides can be hurt. Therefore, they decided to plant a bomb in his ass, and when it explode, it takes translucent with it.
Yeah.
Another weakness in translucent, an ability to turn anything else invincible. This including his clothes, objects that he's holding, even his blood. Plus, he is extremely vulnerable to electricity due to his lightly conductive Corbin skin. This is how the boys were able to knock him out and plant the bomb. Yikes. I remember that. And there's a secret power of translucent. He has ability to read people's thoughts. You didn't know that, didn't you, Ethan? Ethan, Ethan, Ethan. Are you asleep, bro? Ethan, chat. Is this dude asleep? Ethan,
Yeah,
I thought you were asleep.
I don't sleep.
Oh, but I was saying like so. Basically, translucent's power, like so. Basically, his power is he has a diamond-like skin. He can do
Hmm.
shit invisible. But people did not forget. People forgot about this one. He can read people's mind. He can read people's thoughts. How I know in season one of The Boys, Translucent came to his human form, talked to Huey, and he was like, I can read your body language. I can read your mind.
Hey
And he
yo.
was no, because he knew why he killed. He wanted him to keep killed. He was like, I'm sorry that it, he was like, because he knew why he was doing it. And he was telling them, if you kill me, you realize Homelander can find you. And once he does, there's nothing you can do about it. So that's why they that's why they bombed. That's why when he got killed and they ran off, they couldn't find who did it.
Mm.
Yeah. So that's the sevens people from the sevens weakness. Because there's a yeah.
Damn.
Then we got real reasons why we haven't seen these DC characters in the DC EU who's not in the DC comics yet. Y'all may never know Donna Troy. In 1984, the Noon Teen Titans number 38 was asked a cool question. Who is Donna Gray? Who is Donna Troy? The issue aimed to be a definite origin of the Amazon known as Wonder Girl. Because Queen Hera did need does she needs one? Donna begins as a post-war attempt to soften Wonder Woman's image. Originally, Wonder Woman was just Diana, only younger. Somewhere along the way, however, she became present presented as a separate character. Eventually, the Noon Teen Titans attempt to rewrite her as an orphan, taken by Trahimson, raised as Donna's sister, simply enough, right? So we got so many people that we might not see, or we'll never known about.
Damn.
Mhm. Because let me see. Marvel, Marvel movies, new I'm trying to find like the phase because they have it in phase
Oh yeah.
of Marvel movies. Marvel movie
You
phase
could do
phase five.
strongest Marvel characters that are too powerful for the big screen.
No, I'm just going by the phase five. Okay. So we have Thunderbolt that came out, Deadpool and Wolverine, which I seen, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania.
It
We
wasn't
have
bad.
Ironheart, the Marvels, Blade, I guess. It's fun. The crazy factor with that one, Blade was supposed to come out next year. It's coming out next year. It was supposed to come out this year, but then it's remaking it next year because something going on with the script. Then we got Captain America: Brave New World, which I seen. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Secret Invasion.
Which was ass.
It was that ass? Like
Yeah,
how
I
bad?
hated it.
Like how bad? Like you don't want to
Oh,
watch
the
it?
last episode.
Like you don't like is it so ass that you don't recommend people to watch it?
Oh yeah, that's for sure. I mean, it's rated as one of the top worst Marvel shows.
Then you got Daredevil Born Again, which I just watched 2 episodes.
It is fire.
All I want to say is rest in peace, Foggy. Not
Oh
only for
yeah.
being a hero, but being, bro, I cried when Foggy died. I'm sorry for all people who have not seen it. It's a spoiler alert. Foggy died. I didn't get to the full first season, but I'm about to get to it. Don't tell me about the second season. Let me catch up with you. Then we got Echo, a spinoff of Hawkeye. Oh, X-Men 97 from the original 90s anime series. Yes, I seen it, and I'm sorry, and I'm going to say this. X-Men 97 is the greatest franchise in all Marvel history. I'm saying it right now.
What is?
X-Men 97.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, they should make more shows just from taking the ideas of X-Men 97. The
I think they're gonna.
costumes, the
I think.
action, the
I think
villains.
because I think legend has it that they're going to do they're gonna make a live animated, but I don't know because they're saying because if they're gonna do it, they want to have all the characters from the original X-Men, and I wouldn't be mad about it if they're gonna do the 97 version, but that's
Of
if
Spider-Man?
he no X-Men.
Yeah,
Like, I wouldn't be mad if they do a live animation of X-Men 97.
that would be the
So,
best movie ever.
so we got things that is out now. We got the Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. We already said the Marvels and Loki season 2. The What If season 2, Echo, Marvel and Deadpool, seen that one. Enter All Along. I seen that one. That was ass. What If season 3? Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I didn't watch that one. Never want to
Oh,
watch.
that is so good. You need to check that out.
I don't know because like
Norman
I'm not.
Osborn is black.
Now you're gonna make me now want to watch it now, you asshole.
I'm sorry.
And then you got Thunderbolt, which I seen, I ain't gonna lie, I like Thunderbolt.
That was a good movie.
That was badass, and few of the
Oh yeah,
characters.
Wade.
Then we had here's some that just came out. Uh, Ironheart that was released June 24th, 2025. I think I seen. Yeah, I seen. Yeah, like I seen that one, and then I seen Captain America. Here's my thing with the new Captain America movie. Red
What?
Hulk, like the new Captain America movie.
I didn't
The
like that one.
Don't get me wrong, and you might agree with me. Grayson Ford, Garrison Ford as Red Hulk was the most best character. Like he chef's kiss.
I just wish we
Anthony
had him
Mackie,
more. I wish we had him more in that movie.
Anthony Mackie as Captain America now, the Sam Wilson. I feel like he doesn't fit the character for Captain America. If you catch what I'm saying.
Who fits the character for Captain America?
In my opinion, oh, it's a lot. It's a lot of people.
I know it's
It's
funny, but I wish Winter Soldier was actually Captain America.
fun fact, he was.
Right.
Bucky was Bucky was Captain America, but he was a villain at the time. He was actually Captain America, but then you got to go back in the comics where it was during the war. Because I think there's like three versions of it. There's the Steve Rogers, Sam Wilson, and I think there's a female Captain America.
Female Captain America.
Yeah, there's a female Captain America. Just like there's a different types of Hulks. You have
You mean Captain Britain?
yeah, she's the first Marvel, but
Right.
she's the first Captain America. Like that's if you look at the Marvel's
Oh,
Illuminati,
Peggy Carter?
she's the first Avenger. Like she was the
Yeah.
first Captain America before Captain America, but they only had her as Captain Britain, but they had it as Captain America because she was the first Avenger before there was a male version. But there's an actual female version like during the future. Just like there's different types of Hulks. You have Red Hulk, um, the war, the World Breaker Hulk, which is like the strongest Hulk. Mestro, which is like Hulk during the world when the future died, when the whole multiverse died, and you have Red Hulk, She Hulk, I'm sorry to say, but She-Hulk series was ass.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
Like
Not good.
you got her twerking, and she didn't even have no ass at all. She had no booty. What are you
I
giggling?
mean,
You're
what?
giggling
Fucking
bone.
Daredevil. Daredevil was in there, and that was like the only good episode.
No, I'll tell you. I would tell you what series was the dopest. Daredevil, Iron Fist, Punisher, Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage.
The Defenders.
No, I broke all of them down from every series. All of them have a series. I watched Luke Cage from season one, season two, and season three. Best freaking series. When he fought the first season, when he fought his brother. For Chad, for those of y'all don't know who Luke Cage is, allow me to liberate. Luke Cage is a black man whose power is that he's bulletproof like a shield. And his weakness is a cryptid bullet, a bullet that is so strong that it can literally, it's kind of like a kryptonite, but it's more like it's called a Judas bullet, where it can literally explode his body.
That's crazy, man.
Um, the first season was when he was facing this villain dude named Cottonmouth, but then he was killed by the sister because I guess his sister, he found out that the sister had sex with the father. It's a long, you gotta go through the series to understand the story.
Been a long
And
time since I've seen that series.
then the second season was when he faced Bushmaster. The dude who played Bushmaster,
Was he
it was,
Jamaican?
yeah,
Yeah, I remember that.
you faced the Bushmaster. I was like, oh, turkey. And then when he got out of jail, she said, "You want some coffee?" They was fucking. That nigga got some cootie cat when he got out of jail. Second, I'ma say in second place, I would say Daredevil. I seen all of them. My main favorite season was when he faced Wilson Fisk in jail.
Well, that was dope.
When it was him versus, it was like a three-way battle. It was Kingpin versus uh Bullseye and Daredevil, because Bullseye was working with Wilson Fisk, and Wilson Fisk was trying to protect Daredevil because he didn't want it, because he was like, if I'm going down, everybody going down with me. At number three, The Punisher. What's your question, Bill Berry?
Oh, I like Iron Fist. That one's my favorite.
I
Danny
mean,
Rand.
I like the series. Here's my pros and cons with it. I did like the
What?
series and the storyline about it. The only cons I had was I wish when they did his costume, they had the original face,
Oh yeah,
like the original Iron Fist.
like the yellow
Yeah.
hood mask
Hmm.
thingy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish that too, man. That would have looked dope.
And honestly, if the dude and the character was more Chinese, not to be racist. To answer that, Bill Berry, only reason because he asked, and I told him as long as he doesn't bring any drama in the group, he doesn't bring drama in my stream, I'm okay with it. And even if he calls me it, he already know I will. He will be. He will be banned from my group. He'll be banned, and so far, it's been chilled. But if you catch it, you'll know. And then, like you said, I'm being careful. He's not doing anything wrong. We're just talking. We're just having a regular conversation. Just a regular chill and vibe, good stream, despite not having much views, but just trying he's being respected. He's not causing any drama, causing any impact or anything. He's not
I
causing
actually
any
never
trouble.
watched Jessica Jones.
See, okay, here's my thing with Jessica
Not
Jones.
that because I'm sexist, I kind of found it boring. Does she actually have
That's
any
the thing.
powers?
It was like the fight scenes was more okay. Like the stories was okay. It was just confusing as hell. Cause I didn't know who the hell Jessica Jones was until I looked her up, and then there was like, oh, she's kind of like she got abilities to fly and shit like that. And I'm like, but then I'm like, every episode I watch, she's either fucking one dude or fucking Luke Cage. Like I couldn't think of any episode where she literally just getting it on with everything. It was like watching 50 Shades of Grey and
What the
Marvel version.
fuck? I'm sorry, I'm sorry. She has
What?
flight? Did they show off any of her powers in the show?
Yeah. And
Strength,
I
healing,
think I
psion
okay.
resistance.
Yeah, okay, I'm explaining to you. There was a scene where she had to jump over a gate because she couldn't get in. So she jumped over and she like flew over
She
the
just
gate.
like fucking flew over the gate.
Hmm.
Damn. This is why I didn't ever watch that.
Yeah. But honestly, like I didn't like Jessica Jones that much. That's why she's like low in my list.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um, three, I'm gonna say Punisher. The reason the story, even though I watched the original Punisher, the only one I didn't like was Punisher Warzone.
The fuck is that?
I, so it's like the future Punisher movie. So it's like Punisher in the future.
What the
But
fuck?
the original one with John Travolta in it, I would say that was like my number one favorite movie because the story was dope. Until when I got to the Netflix one, it was way better. Because one,
For
the fight
real?
scenes was better. I got to know every character story and got to know about why he was being innocent. Because it made it seem like Punisher was the bad guy, but really he's a dude that's hurt and he's
Bro,
taking vengeance.
Frank Castle's origin story really broke me.
Especially when he was at the dinner table and the meme that was like,
Yeah,
no, 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 no,
the
no, no, no.
meme.
Wait, 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 wait. Wait,
The
wait,
meme.
wait, wait.
Yeah. Wait.
I was like, I was trying to sit here and think like, where did that fucking meme came from? Because I kept hearing it, Because it was one meme was like when your mama walks in the room when no, it was like when your mama walks in and the belt comes out. It was like when you know an ass whooping about to come. No, 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 no. Wait, 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 wait. So I was like, where did that meme came from? And then I watched it, and then it was the episode where he had a PTSD moment. And then what else? Iron Fist, I will put it at 4, only for a few reasons.
Okay.
One, here's my pros and cons with it, and I got a lot of them. For Iron Fist, the storyline was very good. The fight scenes was dope. The cons I had was the character and the costume.
You really didn't like Danny Rand.
It's not that I'm not saying like I'm a generational hater. It's just I didn't like I didn't like the dude who plays the character.
Damn, I did. Shit.
He was okay. It was just like the hair.
He was very
Just-
very geeky.
that's what I'm saying. It was like if Tom Holland was man. Like
If
we didn't
Tom
expect
Holland
Tom
was Batman.
like if Tom Holland was Batman and we was like, okay, we let it slide. Because we let Robert Patterson as Batman and we let him slide. Only reason I let him slide because the scenes, his fight scenes was dope.
I am
But
vengeance.
where's Harvey? So what else I will say that I kind of like the franchise. I never watched Loki.
Bro, you've never watched Loki.
Mm-mm.
You
'Cause
you got
here's
Goddess's
the reason.
Mischief, who is obsessed with Loki, and you've never seen that show, Loki.
I told Goddess. I never watched the first season. Because
Bro.
when no, here's the reason. Because before it was going to be on Netflix, but then when Marvel lost the money to Netflix, they had and Marvel moved to Disney. I didn't have Disney Plus, so I couldn't watch
What
it.
was the first show? I think WandaVision was the first Disney Plus Marvel show.
Never watched WandaVision. I
Bro.
didn't get to like season. I only got to season 2. I didn't get to season 1 because at first I didn't like Wanda. I didn't like I didn't like WandaVision because I'm like, if I already know the story, I don't need to like watch WandaVision to know the true story. Because
Yeah.
everything that I knew about Wanda, everything that everything I known about Wanda, Tony was right. It kept making me mad because it made me seem like Tony was right about the Infinity War
Oh
during the
yeah.
whole Infinity War. If he only stopped freaking Scarlet, if he only talked to Scarlet or stopped Scarlet from Thanos, or if it was, I think my friend was like, if Tony would have saved Scarlet, or if Captain America would have talked to Wanda,
You know what happens
she
in the comics? Scarlet Witch marries Doctor Doom, but then, it doesn't go too well, and Doctor Doom just wants power, and I guess they break up.
that's why they're doing the movie.
Man, I really need to see that. Tony
You know,
Stark's Doctor Doom and Scarlet Witch, but like
there's a
they
truth
don't
about
like
it.
remove his mask yet. Like he just has his
They
mask on, and he
they don't
doesn't
want to
even
tell you.
know that it's
I'm
Tony
about to tell
Stark.
you what's going on, what's gonna happen. So if you
What's gonna
remember,
happen?
if you remember the match on from Doctor Strange, Madness when he went evil and Scarlet
Yeah.
Witch, she's the reason why the multiverse came out. Because she's the even when they told her not to, even when they told her not to open the multiverse, she did it anyway. Because because if you remember when Doctor Strange was on trial, they told her that she's the reason why the multiverse is open, and they closed it for years. But
Mm-hmm.
without
Mm-hmm.
Wanda open the multiverse, we would never know about every character. That's why when the whole end game when the end game happened, she's the responsible person to open the multiverse.
Which gave us like shows like What If and stuff like that.
Yeah, because it was like, what if I seen what if my favorite one was what if Petty Carter was in the Avengers, and I'm like, ain't she already an Avenger? I was like, ain't she already Avenger? Because I was like,
She
if
was
I'm
more
not
like an
mistaken, she was
she
the
was more
first
like an
Avenger.
agent for Shield. She was like Agent Peggy Carter.
No, I think it was like, what if Peggy Carter was Captain America before she wasn't? Like, what if she was the original first Captain America? And I was like, man, I could have did the greatest what ifs.
What
No, I would have been like, what if?
if
No,
Thanos
I
was
would.
a good guy?
Nah. This been the craziest what ifs. What if Killmonger was actually T'Challa the whole time?
Oh, damn.
I had like craziest what
You
ifs.
mean
It was
Michael
like,
B. Jordan?
but the character Killmonger was actually the real Black Panther.
I want to see him come back.
Then I think I had what if I had like because when I was in school, because I was doing studio uh producing, we was doing like what if. So it was like, what if I was like, what if the Prowler was part of the Defenders? Or like, what if the Prowlers was part of the Sinister Six? And then I had to find out he was a member, but then he killed the whole Sinister Six to get revenge on Peter Parker. But then I was like,
Damn.
what if? Then I was like, what if Peter? Then I had. Now I was like, then I add this. What if Peter Parker is actually powerful than Spider-Man himself? Like the actual, like the Peter Parker had an ultra ego power, like had an ego power.
What?
Yeah,
What?
Peter Parker himself, like Peter Parker acts like without the symbiote, without the suit, is just regular Peter Parker. What if he was actually stronger than we thought he was? And come to like, if you go in the comics, there's one comic where Kingpin killed Aunt May, and
Hmm.
and Spider-Man came out as Peter Parker himself. This ain't normal, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man Peter Parker, where he's the nerd. No, this was Peter Parker. Like if he was him. Like, just he took everything off and beat the living shit out of Kingpin while he was in jail.
Damn.
And he was like, if you are the reason why if I find out you are the reason why you if I find out you put the hit out, I'm coming back here and I'm going to kill you with my bare hands.
Yeah, you don't mess with Peter.
Peter was him. Let's see.
What if the Venom symbiote instead chose not Harry Osborn? Harry Osborn.
But Norman Osborn?
The Venom symbiote chose Harry Osborn instead of Peter.
Shit. That would have been dope. But then it's like it doesn't make sense because the whole Spider-Man series, which I didn't understand why they had Harry as Venom. Like, if it was like a different version, no, would have been dope. Would have been what if Carnage, the red symbiote, was the red symbiote was Harry.
Oh, that
They
would have
gave
been
the
cool.
Harry out of revenge to kill. Because I had it like, what if Carnage was Harry Osborn to get redemption on Peter for killing his father?
Damn.
No, because think about it. He finds out that Peter Parker, like his dad kept telling him, like the symbiote keep rewinding him that Peter Parker is the reason why his father died. But then the
Hmm.
moment he tried to kill, the butler stops him and said he didn't kill him. The blade, because if you remember from Spider-Man, he was about to kill him. But then his butler that Harry worked that Norman Osborn worked with told him it was rituals. It was a suicide. It was an accidental suicide because he's saying the costume made him kill himself. He killed himself because the whole goblin kept. Because you remember when he was in the smoke and it made him turn to a lunatic, but then when he
Huh?
took the mask off, he came as Harry. He came as Norman Osborn because the mask take over. Because he's like the mask is like the reason why he became that person.
True.
But then when we got to the No Way Home, that's when Electro let them know, like, Spider-Man killed y'all motherfuckers. Y'all all dead. Y'all just came back. They like, wait, I've been dead the whole time? Uh, duh.
Wasn't Electro dead as well, or did he survive?
No, he died. If you remember from Amazing Spider-Man, you remember they put him in water
Man, I don't
because
remember that.
electricity and water, he used too much power.
Hmm.
Um, I watched that What If series, and it some of them made perfect sense. It's just some of them was like I didn't get really much into it. Um, What else series that came out? I seen the Miles Morales, the Multiverse, Into the Spider Verse, and legend has it they're thinking about making a third one, but they ain't tell us what year. Because I think they're gonna continue the franchise in the series. Because they ended off with Miles Morales versus Miles Morales as the evil version, as an evil villain. So then I had that what if Miles Morales had an evil twin, but in a different multiverse? Because if you, and they was like, I don't get it. I was like, if you remember when his uncle died and then he saw his uncle again and he thought he died, but then turns out there was, because he was known as the Prowler, but then in the other verse, Miles became the Prowler. And I was like,
Prowler Miles.
yeah. So I was like, what? That's my craziest what if. Like, what if Miles Morales had an evil twin? Like, we have the hero Spider Man, and then you have the Prowler, which is Miles Morales, but he's an evil twin, like the evil version. Oh, I had a lot of what ifs, including DC. Like, what if Red Hood was actually a villain? Like, what if Jason became a villain? Or what if Jason was right about Batman? Because I'm gonna be honest, Batman is the worst father in the DC universe. Because
Yeah.
how you got all these kids and you really and you train them to be superheroes, but you don't treat them like a good parent? Like, one, you had Joker kill Dick Grayson. No, actually, you had Joker kill Jason, which was the worst thing to do.
Jason Todd.
Hmm. Because that's why he went as the Red Hood and went redemption on Batman.
Oh, did you
Because the
ever see
fact,
the Titans series
yes,
when
from
he
the
became
cartoon
Red Hood?
version all the way to the live animated, even though I didn't like it.
You didn't like the live animated one?
Because when they did Starfire, I thought it would be like Zendaya or somebody, but it was just the
Oh, you wanted
Starfire.
Zendaya as Starfire.
Prove me prove me wrong, and she would not look bad.
They would have not done that because the Titans was still technically part of the CW, and the CW did not really hire a lot of famous actors.
Yeah, they did.
They did?
You remember Black Lightning, right?
I remember Black Lightning.
You remember the girl who was you remember the yellow one? She's famous because she's known for House of Pain, Daddy's Little Girl from the Tyler Perry studio. So she's a famous actor.
Man, I don't know any of those.
Yeah. She was that girl, she's she was in Disney. She was in Disney too.
She was in Disney?
I think she was on either Jesse. Yeah, she was in Jesse. No, she was in Ant Farm.
Oh, Ant Farm.
Yeah, that's her. Some of the actors came from Disney, so there are famous actors.
What about Grant Gustin?
The reason I said I wish Zendaya because she's young and Starfire was young. Now I can understand if it was Starfire's mother, but when they did the Starfire, like if you're gonna do Teen Titans, you gotta have the younger ones.
Mm-hmm.
Robin was okay. Beast Boy was Cyborg, no. I wish they had the DC from the Justice League dude who played Cyborg, which I would
Did
have
you
been
like
okay.
Hawk? Did you like
Yeah,
the guy who played Hawk?
no,
Well, that same guy went on to play Jack Reacher.
yeah, I know. Which he is badass as Reacher.
Raven. I love Raven.
Raven was cool. Raven, the girl who played Raven, I did. That's the only person that I liked.
Oh yeah.
I just didn't keep up with the franchise because I was so much into Smallville.
I could see Aurora cosplaying as Raven.
Yeah, no, no,
No.
no.
No. But she is a Raven.
Yeah, but her portrait as like the Raven, like Raven that I like from Teen Titans, no, because then it's gonna
No.
make me not. It's gonna make me hate Raven. It's gonna make me hate Raven so much.
Damn.
Because it was worse. I used to be a cosplay for Beast Boy.
Damn.
I used to have the voice of Beast Boy until I had a short throat.
Why'd they never have Kid Flash in Titans?
He was on the Flash, so
Sucks.
despite that he was a member, but he wasn't part of the team. He was kind of like the backup.
Man, they could have even had like, that dude that played like Kid Arrow on the Arrow series or something.
Yeah, but it wasn't like it kind of fell off though.
Yeah. Well, speaking in terms of the present, do you think that the new Superman movie is going to do well?
No,
No.
no, it's not gonna be
Too
made.
too
It's not gonna be.
chaotic.
No, I just don't like the. I like the Henry Cavill as Superman, even though I did like
So you're
there's
a
a
Snyderverse fan still.
mm-hmm. Well, really, I like the rich. I like Michael. It was either Buster Keaton, because the Superman that I remembered was the Dean when Dean Cain was playing Superman. Because I watched the original Superman movie from the classics all the way to Dean Cain from the Clark and Lois, and then I got to Man of Steel, and I
What the
like
fuck is Dean and Kane?
Dean Cain was an actor who played Superman.
Fuck. Kane. Superman.
I'm telling everything I say is true because they had a series called Lois and Clark, and he played as Superman.
And that's the version that you like.
At the time, yes, but now I like the Snyder Henry Cavill as Superman because he fits the perfect person as Superman.
Have
'Cause
you
I thought
actually seen that new that CW Superman show?
Smallville, yeah,
Not that one. It's just called Superman and Lois.
yeah. I watched the whole series from the
You
Dean
like it?
Cain. I like the Dean Cain version because it was more the storyline was more better. It was just that I didn't like the new version of Superman. Only like I like Smallville because Smallville was giving me deep details of Superman. Like they got his actual true story, and then then FX had a show called Krypton, and it was the basically the full story of Superman, which I really like because it showed his basic powers of every crypt of all the kryptonites. Hell, I even like Legion. And if you don't know who Legion is Professor X's son.
Oh my god, no. I remember that show. That was that the villain of that show was so fucking weird. That show was a mind fuck.
I liked it.
Yeah, my father liked it too.
And it kind of gave me like American Horror Story vibes, but it was more of a heroic vibe. I thought it was like another American Horror Story, and I'm gonna honestly say I was a huge American Horror Story fan.
I'm y'all Farouk. I'm y'all also known as the Shadow King. Bro, that guy is creepy. He got a big old jello head.
My dude is he's known for like black witchcraft. He's kind of like the Baba Duke. He's kind of like the black version of Lucifer. Like he's kind of like the Wishmaster slash. I forgot what his name is. I gotta I gotta look it up.
I'm Farouk.
I gotta look him up because he was in American Horror Story. I had to find out who he was. What was his name? Oh, Papa Ligba.
Papa what?
It's Legba. Papa Legba.
Papa Legba.
Mm-hmm.
Spirit from the Dark Dimension.
Mm-hmm.
He appears in the
That's
Cloak
what
and
I.
Dagger TV series. Kind of looks like an Egyptian god.
So
I haven't seen Cloak and Dagger in a long time either. Oh, do you remember that show, The Runaways?
Hmm.
Oh man, that brings me
I'm trying to like find the facts of him. Okay, from villainfandom.com. Papa Legba is a supporting antagonist in American Horror Story Coven and American Horror Story Apocalypse. He's a gatekeeper of the spirit world as well as god of travel, opportunity, and luck. He is based he's based on the character of the same name from a Haitian voodoo.
damn.
So his powers is he can dictate whether or not a person has a soul that is shown, which he revokes a deal with Florida guidance to claim she has no soul. He seems to able to teleport whatever he wants, shown when she is summoned, and seems and Annie's hell when he appears in the restaurant. He shows to control minds when Marie refused to torture in hell as yet as she was apparently brainwashed. But the real truth about him, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to Wikipedia, even though Wikipedia. So Paca Legba is a disorientative from Dominican Republic Voodoo, Haitian, or Louisiana Voodoo, or Winti, who serves as an intermediary between God and humanity. He stands as a spiritual crossroads and gives or denies permission to speak with spirits of Juni, which he believes to talk to all human language. In Haiti, he's a great locutioner. Legba facilitates communication, speaks, and understanding. He is a common associated with dogs. Papa Legba is revoked as the beginning of every century. Papa Legba, his origin is historic of the West African kingdom of the Homini, located within the president of Beaton.
What?
So basically, he's like a gatekeeper for voodoo. To God, like he basically would know like if you're a good person or a bad person.
Oh, shit. Okay. He will know if you're a good person or a bad person.
So if you done bad things, he tortured you until you do good things. If you're a good person, he gives you like good life, a good spirit, like a protective good spirit. But if you choose to do the wrong thing, he basically
He basically,
tortures you.
of course he does. Yeah.
Hmm.
He's in that show, Cloak and Dagger.
Have not seen that one.
You haven't seen that one?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, there's a live adaptation of him in that one.
And then today, in popular culture, in studies of Delta blues, Robert Palmer discussed a appearance of Legba, and a blues lyric lures to Palmer that Legba can refer as the devil, Papa Legba, and a black man throughout history of the blues. This is made clear of musician columnist Bruno Blum text from the CD set Voodoo in America, which refers to Papa Legba, Dignity of the Roads, and a Robert Johnson's iconic Crossroads explain. So for those people that didn't know what yeah, I'm talking about, Robert Johnson was a blues singer, was the first African American blues musician during the 1930s, and he's best known as the guy who sold his soul to the devil.
1930s.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And he
Why
died
did
at
I
the
think it
age.
was BB King?
No, because okay, Robert Leroy Johnson was an American blues musician and songwriter. He sings, guitar playing, and songwriting in the landmark 1936 and 1937 records have influenced later generation of musicians. Although his record career spawned in 7 months, which he is recognized as the master of blues, specifically Delta blues style, as he's one of the most influential musicians of the 20th century. Rock and Roll Hall of Famer describe him as the best rock star. It's the first rock star.
Yeah.
Um, as traveling performer, he played mostly on street corners and juke joints in the Saturday night dances. Johnson later commercial success public recognized his lifetime. So, and then in Much Story, so this was the good part. Much of his story has been reconstructed by researchers. Johnson's poorly documented life and death has given rises to legends. One of the most associated with him that he sold his soul to the devil at a local crossroads in return for his music success.
Damn.
And then he passed away from natural causes, but they didn't say what happened. They said, well, they said like either he died from alcohol poison, or yeah, he's a member of the 27 Club because he passed away at the age of 27, and in he's buried in Mississippi. Yeah, he's known for his soul. And then the devil's legend. According to legend, as a young man living in a plantation in a rural Mississippi, Johnson had a desire to become a blues musician. One of the legends often told says that Johnson was inducted to take his guitar to the crossroads near Dockery Plantation at midnight. There are claims of other sites of locations of the crossroads. There was a meet a lar he there was there he met a large being, aka the devil, who took the guitar and turned it. The devil played a few songs and then returned the guitar to Johnson, giving him the mastery of instrument. This story, as the deal with the devil at the crossroads, mirrored the legend of Frost in exchange for his soul. This was able, in exchange for his soul, Johnson was able to create blues for which it became famous. This story originally associated with the Delta blues singer Tommy Johnson, who to whom Robert Johnson's unrelated. Tommy Johnson, who grew up near the Dockery Plantation, learned the blues from Charles Platten and Willie Brown. First claimed to have the soul to sell his soul to the devil at the crossroads near in exchange to mastery of the guitar. Yeah. So basically, in this song, so basically, y'all. So basically, y'all, to let people know, Robert Johnson, because I learned a story about him. So I don't know if y'all remember the reference. There's there's a movie, Ethan, you probably need to see it. It's called Sinners. In the movie Sinners, Sammy is portrayed as Robert Johnson. Because if you remember, so for those of y'all who have not seen Sinners, I'm sorry, spoiler alert. In the movie, Sammy, in the first scene, Sammy had scarred on his face, went to a church, and his father told him to give him the guitar. Then 8 weeks after that, he was known as Preacher Boy. And while Smoke and Stack were bought this club, they wanted Preacher Boy to perform. There was only one problem. His father didn't want him to play the guitar because it represents devil's music. Because during the 1930s, blues was kind of like devil's music because of the soul. Because, playing for the white man was like making your soul with the devil. And Reddick, who was basically the devil, liked the music and he wanted Sammy and and then at the end where he played I'm gonna let it shine and he looks at the sky, God basically saved his life. But that's all for today. I'm gonna take myself a nap. But we're gonna tune in tomorrow around 2. Thanks for Ethan for coming out, and I'll see y'all guys later. Peace.